I don't know why it's not showing up. There we go. I just noticed that, like, it wasn't showing up on my, stream. Hello. How are we doing? I hope we're all doing well. Got a message on my phone. What is it? Oh, it says that I'm live now. Wow, look at that. That's crazy. Cool. All is well. All my tags okay. All my tags are okay. Cool. Currently 6 o'clock in the morning here in the UK. I wanted to do a stream a little bit ago, but it is what it is. So yeah, hello. How is it all going? Shh. No Baldur's Gate Let's Play yet. So, hello. You might be noticing that the layout for whether you're on the vertical or the normal stream, for the vertical or normal stream, they've both changed. I'm just gonna check to see how that looks. I'm gonna check on my phone actually. I'm using the same thumbnail as well. I will, because I got Photoshop again finally. I'm very happy that I've got Photoshop now. Yeah, it looks alright actually. It looks alright on. Yeah, it looks pretty nice. So you'll notice, so this is both for the vertical stream and for the normal stream. The border that I've got is Camera Boy camera. So I've been looking at using the Game Boy camera like setup for a while, and I was gonna get a Super Nintendo, and I was gonna have a Super Nintendo with a Super Game Boy 2 cartridge. I was gonna buy a Game Boy camera, and I was gonna have it set up as a webcam on my Elgato, which is crazy to think about having that as a setup, right? However, no need to do that actually, because there is software for it. So perhaps at some point, whenever, I will end up doing that. But for right now, I won't be doing that. I'm gonna turn the game audio up a smidge because it is quite quiet. Also don't have my drink. I think it's in the corner from what I can see. Yeah, it's in the corner. It's cool. I'll go and grab it in a minute. Not too big of a deal. Oh, whoa, the layout for like this whole thing is weird. Oh, the layout for okay, so the software I use is the the SteelSeries GG software, which also has the Sonar software. Does this even have Power Wash? No, that's fine. No, so what was I gonna say? The whole stream looks different, and I'm happy with how I've set it up. It should look very nice from now on. So yeah, let's have a nose around, shall we? Hard me hard. This is what it's like, is it? Finally. A stream I can be proud of. Yeah, this is just something just to leave on in the background anyway. So you can have a nice good old sleep, a nice chill, you know? Hey Stevie, how's it going? Are we all chilling? Are we all cozy? Nice and comfy? What is on our brains today? I will be here as your inner voice for you to talk to. I'll be your internal dialogue today. You have always wanted to grow a beard. And you are going to grow a beard, despite what the wife says, or girlfriend, or boyfriend. It is something you want to do, and now is the time. Police rules, fires drools, whoa. So rude. So yeah, last stream, I went into quite a bit of kind of what was going on in my head, and some of the issues like I've kind of been thinking about quite a bit. And one of the things is like just trying to figure myself out. I'm in an interesting position at the moment where I can like just kind of be me. Music genre I prefer. I've been listening to a lot of, I don't know what the genre would be, like folk music. I don't think that's the right word for it. Very acoustic music at the moment. Like a lot of this stuff, like a lot of the lo-fi music is like nice, you know, and it doesn't get me copyright yet. I got like a lot of copyright detections, or I do get a lot of copyright detections, but never get like any impact or anything. Yeah, it's been a while since I've had like a good a metal session or listened to something that's kind of heavy. But I think music is more to do with how you're kind of like feeling at the time. I love that username, by the way. Not quite normal. Yeah, I love being able to be like, okay, I'm in a certain mood at the moment. I want to listen to this. It's time. Listen to some 70s music and be like, oh, doesn't that sound nice? And just grab a metal guitar and be like, I hate the 70s. Here's a question, right? So this hose here gets rid of rust. I'm not sure that's how that works. I'm not sure that's how getting rid of rust works. Thank you. You are welcome. What is your favorite type of music? That is the question. It's not about what I want. It's about what you want. It's what I'm here for. I'm here for you, man. That's what I'm here for. Think of me as Anthony Sullivan of conversations right now. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I had some stuff in my head I wanted to talk about today, but then like I'm just completely just gone now. It'll come back to me. So I found out today that I am going to be an uncle of a baby boy. My sister's having a baby boy. Isn't that nice? It's interesting being able to say that out loud, considering I never really thought of myself as like any kind of like parental figure. Annie Lennox, something around that sort. Hold on. Let me grab a look at that, and I'm sure it'll be very good. Sounds very patronizing. Why did I think that she did like all the things she said? Yeah, this is definitely music my mum would listen to, or has listened to. You know, because I was always raised on Bon Jovi, right? And then when it came to developing my own tastes in music, I listened to 3 Days Grace, and then I went to Slipknot and just went heavier and heavier and heavier. And then at some point along the way, instead of like coming back down, I went like sideways, or kind of went all over the place. Like my taste in music is so weird at the moment. Who have I been listening to? Let's have a look. There was a album, like an autumn album. Liana Floors. I'll type that in because it's really good. There we go. Yeah, she's really good. I recommend listening to Rises the Moon. It's very nice. I would love to play it. Like it's one like at the moment it's my favorite song to listen to. Just like her voice is just so like it's like honey. But yeah, copyright would definitely destroy that. Yeah, I love like all sorts of music. Like I'm definitely not someone who puts the radio on and listens to like what's going on. I'm like, dude, I cannot stand the radio. The radio is one of those things where it's like it needs to come off, and you need to like have your own music. It's why Spotify is obviously so popular, because no one wants to just put the radio on. Damn, where's my little stepladder? I'm a small person. I'm a small person. Never heard before? I would recommend. I know it's always like easy for other people just to be like, oh, I listen to this music and it's the best music ever. It's like, well, you've got to be able to kind of think about why people listen to what they listen to. I don't listen to rap music. However, I can understand listening to certain artists, like where they get their like inspiration from. Like I'm a big like Limp Bizkit guy, or like I'm a big Linkin Park guy. You know. Greta and Fleet Heat Above. Okay. Let's have a look. Oh, no, I've listened to... Yeah, I've definitely listened to these. Yeah, I'll definitely listen to these. It's again, it's interesting. It's like music is such like a weird thing, man. It's I don't know if it's like the same for you, but like music lets me kind of put myself back in a place like where I was when I like added it to my like to my play like whatever playlist, or when I was listening to it at the time and stuff like that. I can pinpoint myself like where I was at that time. Like listening to like Bring Me the Horizon's Ammo album. I remember I was working as a binman, and just listening to that album come out single by single, and everyone's trashing it, and I'm like, this is some of the best music I've listened to like ever. It's like I love that album so much. And I don't know why. I really like that album. Well worth. Yes, I do agree. I defo agree with your recommendation. Yeah, like Bring Me the Horizon have like such like a weird reputation. And I think more so now than ever, like there is definitely that big divide, and I've definitely kind of come away from their newer stuff. And it's not even because like I'm not open-minded, it's just like I just don't think I'm in the right mentality to be listening to it. And also like they lost one of their members. Like they left. I think it was Jordan left. But yeah, it just wasn't for me at the moment. I'll probably, there is like a couple of tracks I like on the newest album, but it's not for me. So the thing is like with Korn, like Korn have been around for like so long, like it's, I don't know what the word would be. Yeah, Korn are like one of those where you see that, by the way, where my like cursor is. I'll see if I can like show it on here. So you see how this like texture is like kind of like fighting the other texture. Yeah, they're like trying to overlap each other. Fucking, oh yeah, Ronnie. He is with, I think he's dating professional wrestler Paige, or oh, what's her name now? What's her name? Soraya or something like that. So yeah, he's dating like a British like goth girl. She's okay. She needs to calm down a bit though, I will say. Yeah, I listened to like a little bit of Falling in Reverse. And then like I started listening to the interviews, and I definitely shouldn't have done that. You know? I definitely understand like the whole thing of like, oh, but he's really hot. And it's like, yeah, it's not for me. I can't really be in that crowd. But I like, if it does it for you, you know, then that's, you know, big ups to you. Yeah, I just know the woman that he's dating. I know I've followed her career more than his. So more than anything. Yeah, Paige. Yeah, I found it interesting, like how it sounds like I'm bashing them. Like I'm definitely not bashing them at all. All right, I feel like everyone, like I said this last time I played. Um, I feel like there's so much like negativity. It sounds like so sickly when people say this, but like you know, there's so much negativity in the world that I just don't want to like add to it. You know, I can have a laugh about stuff. You know, like I feel like it's okay to have like a bit of a giggle and a bit of a laugh and all that, as long as it's in good faith and it's bringing people like putting people in like a good mood. You know. Um, No, but like I definitely think like yeah, this makes sense actually. Like this pairing. Yeah, I used to listen to Falling in Reverse like a little bit, especially when I was dating, um, like a band girl, and she was like into like all different types of music, and she wanted to go everywhere, and I was fully invested into going everywhere that she wanted to go. Um, but it was definitely like the thing of like um, she was definitely going to these bands and listening to this music more so because she found the people who were doing the music super attractive, you know. So yeah, that's more of the that's more of what was getting out of it. I was like, I just like the music, bro. I just want some music. Um, so yeah, I will say like I've definitely softened up a lot of my music taste at the moment. Don't get me wrong, like I'll listen to whatever. Like you put something in front of me, I'll give it a go. Yeah, and again, I feel like music is definitely one of those things where it's almost like a time capsule. When was the first time you listened to this song? Um, where were you when Limp Bizkit and My Way was playing? No, what's a better example? Come on now, Brian. I don't know. Like I feel uh like I have a friend who is really into Michael Jackson, right? And they love everything that Michael has done over the years. I really like Michael's early stuff, like the really early stuff. Um, when he just like broke out and did his like solo career, like wanted to get himself out there creatively, and a lot more of a jazzy feel to it. Like I'm a big like headphone guy. I don't know if that like makes any sense at all. But I'm like a big headphone guy. Cool fact, sharks are older than trees. Is that true? Is that actually true? Like I don't know if I believe that actually. What's the evidence to back that up? Um yeah, I like a lot of Michael Jackson's like older stuff. Especially like Living Off a Wall. Or just Off a Wall, sorry. That's what I was like, no, that doesn't sound right. Yeah, music. I won't say like because I'm not this type of person of like. I'm not like the type of person to be like, new equals bad, old equals good. You know, like no. I do feel like a lot of music is kind of a replication of stuff that's already been done. And that's just kind of like how it is. You know, everyone wants to like be like the person who kind of appears like they figured it all out, or like they know who they are. Whereas like now, like a lot of people, like this is like with anything, they want to become another version of that and have their own twist on it. Not in terms of like copying or like plagiarism or anything like that. It's just people trying to find themselves, really, on like an identity. Like they're having like an identity crisis. Yeah. It's sadly very true. Changed my whole childhood. Why? Why? Like, it's like finding out about facts that like you don't want to know about. Like, there are like things that live in your eyelashes that have lived there forever, you know. But it's like they're so small and like so minute. Like, don't get me wrong, like if you know about like biology, you know how important biology is, you know. I'm just saying biology is like a grandeur kind of thing. But yeah, it's like finding out something like that. It's like, oh yeah, there's something living inside of your eyelashes. Okay, have a good night, bye. You know. It's like, oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Learning about like here's one that like here's one. So one of my exes refused to what was it? She refused to brush her teeth before she went and ate, and she told me it's because I don't want to go around with bacteria in my mouth during the day. And it's like, okay, what about when you're gonna, like, you've been sleeping all night with your mouth open, you've been snoring, like you have a bunch of bacteria in your mouth anyway, right? So she's gonna eat food and then just like, you know, have all that bacteria anyway. Which, like, you have bacteria in your body anyway. Like, your body has bacteria inside of it, like good bacteria, right? Is that true? The eyelashes? Yeah, it's definitely true. Yeah, that's definitely, like, you can look it up. So you have stuff in your eyelashes. Same with like all over your skin, like just in general. Like there because like you know you're in open air. Yeah, oxygen carries bacteria. It's you know. Anytime you eat, there's like radiation, like very very small amounts of radiation, and like in every food that you have, or like anything that like you kind of consume. You know, like it's just how it is, and it's, you know, these are things that we know about and, you know, have known about for years, but people don't really talk about it because they don't want to think about it, because if you do think about it, you'll go insane. Like if you just think about it all the time, you know, there are things in life that you just can't control. And the way around it is sometimes to just control what you can control. You know? Do not try and control the uncontrollable, because it will just send you mad. Good conversations today. Yeah, so back to having creatures on your face. It's gonna be a creepypasta day today. I like horror. I like telling people stuff. So yeah, it's just one of those things where when it comes to like learning stuff that's like, oh, I could have like done with not knowing that today, is like, well, oh well. It's like people who believe in chainmail, right? It's like, oh, if I don't pass this chainmail along, that's it, my whole day is ruined. Or like this bad thing that they say that's gonna happen to me, oh, it'll happen to me. And it's like, I don't think so. I don't think that's how that's gonna work. Right? It's like, oh, but why take the chance? Yeah, it's just one of those things. Let's have a look what I've got to complete. Fog lights. Fog lights? Oh, these things. Ooh, scary music now. I'll get to you, don't worry. One of two. Really dirty. On top? Yes. Like water bears have 8 legs in our waters. Can't control that either. Water bears? Let me look that up. Oh, they're just the thing from Death Stranding. That's just the Death Stranding thing. You can't fool me. No, that's definitely real. It's cool because, like, I've always had an interest in science. Like, genuinely, I have always had, like, an interest in science. I don't care much for space. That is something that will just push my whole everything everywhere. And, like, you know, like, I have no interest in space. I don't find it, like, it's not the fact that I don't find it interesting. It's like I have a genuine fear of, I think it was a documentary, like, years ago, where, like, I saw, like, a dude just float off into space. And that was it. He just suffocated and no one could save him. And that's the end of that. It was too expensive to save him. You know? That's how that went. Think about that. Whenever someone says everyone is special in their own way, just think about that. They're only noticeable with a magnifying glass. Oh yeah, the water bears. Sorry, the water bears. Yeah. It's funny. So what music do you like? Is it just like me trying to terrify, like make big scare? Steps. Steps? Did I clean this? Oh. Yeah, didn't I clean this? I swear I did. Oh, it might be underneath actually. There we go. Wheels. Wing mirrors. Oh, yeah, that might help. There you go. Which of the wheels is... Oh, this one. Nearly done. I thought about reading creepypastas, but most of them are like, not like most of them, but like a lot of them are like everything that's like good has been done. Like there's always gonna be more. There goes this one. There we go. Want to see a time lapse? Just wrote NWO on it like multiple times. They say knowledge will alter your world and reality when more is noticed. It's kind of one of those things of like it can drive someone to madness. But there are also people out there that will kind of just like laugh and like let the world just laugh at the world burning, because like they're so jaded from like experiences that they've like gone through, or they've kind of like lost sense of like care. It's why I find like people with depression, like I find them to be like so interesting, quite genuinely. Because they are some of the most emotionally tapped in people ever. They genuinely are. And it's usually because of the fact of they've had this new I don't know what the word will be. They've had like this new perspective, right? And whatever that new perspective, it could be like anything, but like it's genuinely like interesting to like see how they operate with depression. Can I clean my windshield? Thank you. But yeah, you're absolutely right when you say like knowledge can like alter your world, and like it doesn't really necessarily mean like in a bad way. It can definitely give you like more perspective on how you can, like what you can do in the world. Like my first time ever like going to a different country, and just a complete like culture clash. People who like speak English as well, and it was so weird to like see what they prioritize over just stuff that I prioritize, and like the way that I think is completely different. And it's like it's like the bootstrap thing of like I need to like work really hard to get ahead so that I can relax later. And from my point of view and everything, it was like I understand where that mentality comes from. However, it's also the thing of like tomorrow's not guaranteed, you know. Like life is way too short, you know. And like also the thing of like life can really suck sometimes, and you need that buffer. But man, sometimes life can be pretty sweet. Like I'm not gonna lie, I can think of times where I've gone through like so much, and then had like a smaller, like just a month of like my time in America. My time in America was like really good. Like I really enjoyed my time in America. And like if I could like bottle that up, and like if I could bottle that up and like sell it, I would definitely be like very well off, you know. And it wasn't even because like I was going to America, because I even said to myself like years ago that I would never go to America. Um, it was the people that I was around that kind of made it for me. Um, you know, fast forward to getting my Esther taken away from me in a very silly way. Which I'm gonna be honest, it wasn't anything I did. It's just how TSA are. It's just what it is. But like, it's again, I got to be able to experience what I experienced. Like more than anything, I think it's definitely like changed my perspective on like how I look at things now. I mentioned this last time when I streamed Power Sim, that I like this year alone, I've lost more people and than like ever, and it's either through them walking out on me, either them walking out on me, or me getting rid of people because I can't afford to have them in my life anymore. Like they were like damaging me, or like people around me, or like I felt like I could trust them, and then like they've proven that they cannot be trusted, you know. Or just a simple fact of just they've passed away, you know. It's stuff that happens. But yeah, like this year is like I was just talking to someone about it. I was like, this year has probably been, factually, if I was really gonna add it up, like this is one of the worst years I've probably had. Just basing it upon like how it's impacted me. You know, like a lot of like bad things, like obviously like my dad passing away in 2020 and all that kind of stuff, right? Or like me dealing with situations I shouldn't have had to deal with that is out of my control, you know, and it's just stupid people. But it's the fact that like with this year, like noticing like how different it's been compared to like the past like couple of years. You know, and like it's okay, you know, like of course it's like it's okay. Stuff just takes time, like, you know, and like stuff happens, people change, or like they don't turn out to be the person that you thought that they were. You know, and like it's completely fine, it genuinely is. Like recently, like dealing with a breakup, right? That, to be honest, probably should have happened a year ago. And like it's just one of those situations of like me wanting to do my best to like, because I really like the person, me just like getting my stuff in, like getting myself like ready, doing like playing my part, doing what I could at the time to be the best that I could, and it's still not really being enough, you know. While it does suck, and while it does kind of like play on my mind, like, man, like to have someone like who in the past has looked to you and said yes, you know, like they have verbally, mentally to themselves, to you, to everything to do with you both being together, and they've just said yes. Like, I want you in my life. Like, I want you, like, you are the one. I see this working. And then later down the line, for no real reason other than just circumstances, like, it's just how it is. And, you know, like, I can fully acknowledge, like, the type of person that I am, but genuinely, just through no fault of like anyone's, just that person looking at you like 2 or 3 years later and just being like, despite putting your all into it and despite being the best that you can, doing everything that you can at the time to be the best for that person, be as patient with them as you can, give them the space that they need, talk to them when they need talking to, get through the really weird, awkward times, and at the end of it, like, really, like, you put your all into it, and even by the end of it, they just look at you and just go, no. Like, no. And you know what? That's, in a weird way, like, it sucks. Like, it really sucks. Because you've put your all into it. Alright? But you've put your all into it. You did what you could do. You did it, like, reasonably thinking about it, objectively, you did everything that you could. You know? And that's completely fine. No doubt in your mind, did you do everything that you could do? And the answer to that being yes. Okay. That's completely fine. The only thing then to do is work on recovering and, you know, just keep going. It takes time. You know? It takes time. It gives you a big confidence knock, you know? Because you have no idea, like even thinking about it is like why was the answer no? Like, why did they lose interest, or why did they just give up? You know, when you're the one when everyone else is against you, and genuinely, right? When everyone else is against you, and they're saying it's time to come back to reality, you know, stop pretending. You know, come back to reality now. You know, it's time to grow up. Yeah, this isn't working. It's time to grow up. Or not even like it's not working. It's just like, oh, this will never work. And from the very start, they have said, oh, this will never work. It's, you know, stop living in a fairy tale. Um, it sucks when then you kind of have to like look at them and like kind of confirm the, like, you know, it's like, oh well, we told you so, and it's like, well, the person who you were with is the reason, you know, not fully, but is like part of the reason why it's like, well, you have to be told on your own, not as a team, on your own. You kind of have to do that walk of shame of like, well, we told you so, and now it's time to come back to reality. It's time to stop pretending. It's time to grow up. You know, sort yourself out, and yeah, stop dreaming. You know, so that's a huge confidence knock. But despite that, you also need to be able to take that spot and take that moment to recover and kind of ignore the I told you so's and stuff like that, because it's not like a case of like I told you so. It's nothing to do with that. It's purely a case of you did everything you could and you saw how it was going to work out, and because you're the only team player remaining on the team, it's no longer a team. You know, you can't make the dream come true when, you know, you don't have a full team. You can't be a couple if there's only one of you, you know. Yeah, it's just one of those things. It genuinely is. It's just kind of, it's just one of those things. And you know what? It's okay. Like, at the end of the day, like, it might not seem like it, but like, it is okay. You know? Because you know that you did your part. You played your part. And even if that person doesn't believe in you anymore, you know, you should understand and know that, like, that's not your fault. At the end of the day, it's not. Doesn't mean blame them or anything like that, you know. But it's not your fault. Doesn't have to be anyone's fault, really, you know. That's another thing, is like, it doesn't have to be, oh, who can we point the finger at? You know, someone's at fault for this. It's like, it just happens. You know, people change, and people prioritize things. You can't blame someone for really prioritizing themselves. You know, it just means that you should probably prioritize yourself as well. Whatever that means. That could mean a multitude of things. Yeah, be a little selfish and be unapologetic for it. It might sound bitter, but like, I mean it in a positive way. Be like, understand what you have. Like, everyone has a thing. Everyone has something, right? You should definitely believe in yourself. Because I believe in you. You know, for what it's worth. Genuinely. If I can do everything that I've done, which isn't a lot, but for me and the person that I am, I should never have been able to do a lot of the stuff that I could have done. Or I shouldn't have been able to do all the stuff that I've done. Really. I should have crashed and burned a long time ago. Really. With everything that's kind of gone on, realistically, I should have crashed and burned. So if I can do it, you can definitely do it. You know? That's not like a thing of like, let's put some pressure on you. like, no. Genuinely, you can do it. Let's get this van done. I've never mentioned this before, but I deal with a lot of nightmares, like nightly, like every night I will have a nightmare. Some are worse than others, and some aren't even necessarily like jump scary or like scary in general, but like they make me feel like what, like they are bad, right? There's always something like some kind of like negative implication to it. I can't remember the last time I've gone to bed and not had a nightmare, especially recently. There's definitely ways to like kind of like deal with it. Some people obviously they do like exercise and stuff like that. Or they have yoga or like you know, breathing exercises, or maybe it's medication, you know, maybe it's doing something before they go to bed, escape with a good book. But yeah, like I definitely need to figure out why I'm having so many nightmares, because it's been going on now for a bit. Usually the cure for it, and I mean this quite genuinely, usually the cure for it is like sleeping like not on my own, like having someone else like in the same bed as me. It's usually quite helpful. Not everyone can be like afforded that though. Yeah, sleeping on my own is definitely something that is I just don't, not the biggest fan of it. It doesn't, like, you know, my mind seems to wander way too much. Oh my goodness, big yawn. I think after this one, I think it's a skate park one. I'm just mashing the tab button as I do this. Oh, I better put like the extension on actually. Yeah. Put the extension on. There we go. I think that's rust. I think I just need to get rid of the rust that's on this. Let me kind of let it spray here. There we go. Don't know how I'm supposed to get to that. I think I have to use a step. Yeah, I think that's my initial thing I need to do is like use a step. There we go. Those are some like, you know. I didn't mean to stay, but I enjoyed listening to you. I'm probably going to sleep in here, so I just wanted to thank you. No worries. It is perfectly okay. I was just thinking, like, what there is next that I can bring up. I'm quite surprised, actually, about, like, how much I've got going here. But yeah, you go ahead and you get a snooze. I'll be here rambling off. Interject or say your piece if you so wish, but of course, the main thing is that you have a good old sleep. Get nice and cozy, nice and comfy. I think I've got like 2 plushes in this room. One of them is a big husky, because I own doggos. The other one is and I have to say this properly. The other one is a Tigger, a Disney Tigger plushie, from when I was 1 year old. I think I'll tell that story. So when I was 1, according to my mom, I apparently ended up for some reason on a crane capture machine, and I, for whatever reason, I can't remember. Again, I'm 1 year old. For whatever reason, this plush ends up being given to me, but somehow ends up in a photo booth with like a few like teenage girls. Again, I'm paraphrasing from my mom. So it's in like these girls are like taking pictures with like this like Tigger plush, and my mom, being my mom, decides to tell the girls to give it back, and yeah, that went that. But yeah, like 1 year old, and like I've still got it with me like to this day. And I think the reason, like, because I've definitely like kept it, like out of everything, like every time like we've moved, I've always like had that with me, and it's not even a thing of like I am big on Disney now. I definitely was when I was younger, like the original like VHS tapes and stuff like that. However, like the I think Aladdin was like my favorite one when I was younger. But like anyway, for whatever reason, like this like plushie has stayed with me for so long for no reason whatsoever. I have no idea why. It's just been here with me. And like I don't even think it's like a thing of like my mom refuses to like get rid of it, right? Because I've moved out like 3 times. And like I've moved back in for the first 2 times after moving out, because I was willingly I was a carer for my dad. My dad had lung issues. I think like in his lifetime he had like 5 lung collapses, which is brutal, right? Now my dad could get around. Don't get me wrong. He just couldn't walk up and down the stairs and not lean on the banister and have to catch his breath for like 10 minutes, you know. Fully mobile, you know. Apparently according to like whenever he went anywhere, apparently still a catch. You know, my mom always says like, oh yeah, your dad's always, you know, always been popular around women, you know. Which is quite cute because like my dad, he loved, even when like my parents like separated and then got back together, but even when my parents separated, I think my dad was kind of like, even after years, like he just wanted to kind of get back with my mom, and safe to say, they got back together. They even got married, which is very sweet. They got married because my dad was in hospital with one of his lung collapses. We just bought we just started renting the place I'm at now, and I'll share my childhood tiger plush. He's so cute though. He is big baby. No, like it's safe to say like parents got married. They got married. My dad got married to my mum while he was in hospital, because I think he was on his 3rd lung collapse, and this time around it was pretty brutal, and he had to. I think he was on oxygen anyway. Like my dad kind of like walked around like with an oxygen tank, or like he was hooked up to an oxygen machine, but like it's not like what a sad like predicament. It's like, no, my dad definitely like had swagger with, I don't know, how you have like swagger with an oxygen tank. I have no idea, because like this is the thing, right? My dad was, while he was like skinny and like underweight, I would say, he was toned. Like damn, like he could eat as well, and he would just like pile on like food, and none of it would go on him. And I think one time when he was actually putting on weight, he was just putting on muscle, and the reason, like obviously because of the muscle, is like having to like if he'd have like a coughing fit or whatever, Which sounds like it sounds way more brutal than it actually is. Like it's just like a thing that just kind of happens. Have a cough and fit, have a brew. It's like, oh, I'm grand now. I'm cool, and like it'll be fine for the rest of the day. You know. So like, my parents got married. In like it wasn't planned. It like they well, I think they were engaged. And this was like kind of like looking pretty brutal for my dad. So my dad was like, hey, do you want to get married? And she was like, okay. So the hospital were like, hey, we can do it here. If you really want to, we can like set up like a little, like we can get photography, like we can do all that for you and all that. Because obviously it's the UK. It's a little bit easier to like get stuff done here without breaking the bank. But essentially like, it all happened, and I was like working night shifts at the time at a factory, I believe. So I was like conked out. So I didn't even get to see my like parents' wedding. Luckily, the other two, my sister and my brother, ended up seeing it. Where is this last bit? But like they got to see it, and like the photo is very nice. But like I think my granddad, my mom's dad, he's very old school in the best way possible. And he was like, how much, like what rings do you want? Right? And she's like, oh, just something simple. I was like, no, what rings do you want? And she was like, oh, I like the look of these ones, you know, and get my dad like these ones. And my granddad like pulled out like these John Wayne DVDs, John Wayne being like the cowboy, like Hollywood like actor. And he pulled out these DVDs and pulled out probably like in these little plastic bags, because my granddad never used the bank. He would just store money in these plastic bags, and he just saved up money over time, and he just like pulled out like, I think it was like $5,000, if not more, for like the wedding ring that my mom wanted. And he went, go and get that, go and get your wedding license, whatever else you need, blah blah blah. And like, I think because my dad was always like, my dad's relationship with my mom's dad was always really good. He has always been like an amazing dad. We always came first, and this sounds morbid to say, but I mean this in like the most sweetheartish way. There is nothing I would have like left on the table if it meant that my dad would still be here. Even if it meant that, you know, even if it meant that like I had to like give up every like organ in my body, every bone in my body, just for him to like be here, you know. Yeah. But the cool part is that from what I understand, my dad was supposed to like go in like 2013 or something like that, probably earlier, and he made it all the way to 2020, which, man, talk about like a DLC run. Talk about that like extent, talk about the expansion, right? Yeah, it's like I say, man, like life sucks sometimes, but like sometimes when you like really like have a good like think, and you like can really appreciate some stuff, life can be pretty sweet. Genuinely. Ooh. Sorry for that. That one was a little bit heavy. But yes, we can definitely trade plushes. I don't see any reason why not. It only seems fair, I guess. Oh my god, not the DLC run. It's crazy as well because the first time my dad got told that I was like, all right, you got like 3 weeks to live or like whatever, right? Didn't even take it in his stride, like just didn't even think about it. First thing he did was like buy tickets to a concert. Took me when I definitely wasn't supposed to be going to that concert at that age. It was music that we were both. I think it was either a Nickelback. It was definitely a Nickelback concert. I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna say it's either a Nickelback concert or it was a Skillet concert. And my dad didn't tell anyone. He just got his money together, and he's like, right, here we go. Took me out to my first concert, and I've still got pictures of me like with the hat and like the pictures being taken on the old Nokia phone. What have I got left? The exhaust. I don't know what's wrong with the exhaust. Like I say all this like I know like I put my dad over like so much. Like I'm really giving him like the give him the push. The reason I do that is because like I do understand not everyone has had the best experience like with parents. Like they've like some of the stories I've heard is like brutal. And there are stories of there's stories that like, I've heard and stuff like that that's like it just baffles me like how bad of a parent people can be, which is why I'm like so which is why like I'm so up for like being like, oh, my dad was sweet. That's pretty cool, bro. Should have been there, Let me... Where is it that I've missed? Yes, I know it's supposed to be this one. Where have I missed? Oh, it's the groove there. It's this little groove there. Indicators. The indicators box. How's the trying to sleep going, by the way? Are we getting there? Are we having a big tears moment? I've definitely done that to people, like where I've like told a story and I'm like, okay, cool, the story time's over. They're like, oh my god! And just completely just broke them. Where's the indicator? Oh, it's this top one. Okay. Windscreen wipers. Oh. Okay. Wing mirror. There we go. Shall we look at the time lapse? can't even see like half the work I'm doing. That's awesome. Let's play it again. No tears, just enjoying your time. Good. I'm glad. I also have 60 plus squishmallows. Is that what it is? What is a squishmallow? Squishmallow, excuse me. It's a little hard to say. Oh, they're so cute. My goodness. The big squish. That is adorable. Oh, look at the long boys. Oh. Wow. That's cool. If you've got any long boys, then maybe I might think about it. Okay. Oh my god. This might take a little bit. Okay. Let me put this over here out of the way. I'll put this over in the corner as well. Yeah. There we go. So let's break this up. Let's do the bench first. You got this. Have you ever seen the picture of the like little duckling that has like the, I'll show you a picture of it. Hold on. I'll find it. As much as I'm like, let me show game. It's like a picture of a duck that's just like shredded. It's like big swole duck, bro. Where is it? It's just like a little drawing. It's still cute. There it is. I'll save it and then I'll it's just called Buff Duck. I'll bring it up on screen. Sorry if this is a bit of a flashbang. Here we go. Look at that. Look at that dude. This is what I imagined. Like his arms are like so big that like he can't even like get his feet on the ground. Yeah. It's cute. There we go. Cool. Alright, let's do this bench first and then we can figure out the rest. Sorry. I meant to press T. There we go. I've not used any of the cleaning solutions. Hold on, let me do it this way. And then I can... There we go. If I line it up properly. Oh, ruined this already. Let's do like little circles. Should be able to pick up most of the dirt. Should do a thing where like give me like a random word and see if I can like come up with something. I'll try and come up with something that's like less serious this time around. Or I can give life advice. From my big experience boy that I am. Elephant. Ooh, okay. That one might be a bit difficult. Elephant. The only thing that's coming to my brain is Bump the Elephant. So, Bump the Elephant, for those who don't know, Bump the Elephant was a cartoon around when VHSs were around, right? So immediately I've lost like 50. Like I've lost like 50% of people, if not more. Right? Bump the Elephant was an elephant that would like constantly fall over, and he would have like a little bird friend. And he would have like a cute little song describing Bump the Elephant, saying how he isn't as elegant as everyone else, right? And that he really likes to trunk with his nose. Or he likes to trump with his nose. And he likes to go to trump the... He likes to... He likes to... What was the line? He likes to go trump, trump, trumpety trump. Right? Which now, obviously, like that has like a different connotation to it. You know? However you want to take that. But like, it's like the most... like whatever. Like kind of line. But like the whole thing was like, it was around the time of like when shows didn't really use words, they just use sounds. So think like Pingu, right? It's in like the same kind of era as like Pingu, except you didn't have a nightmarish walrus coming after you. I can't remember the last time I've watched Pingu. Poor Pingu, man. He's been through a lot. He deserves a cuddle. Little Pingu. I've never heard of Bob. No, it's Bump. Bump the Elephant. Literally, his name is Bump because he has plasters on him, and hold on, I'll find a picture of him. He's cute. He's a little baby. Oh, I don't know who owns the copyright to Bump. Um, yeah, I'm not sure who owns the copyright to it. I can't show that. But yeah, if you think of like an old cartoon, this would definitely be it. I am unfortunately old enough to know what VHS is. See, sometimes you just gotta like make sure you know your audience. That's all. I'm talking about Bump the Elephant for one. Okay, here we go. So this is Bump the Elephant. He's a little elephant with the plaster on his head, his yellow dungarees. He had a bird friend who would always tweet at him, and Bump would always fall over because he has big feet. It's very cute though. I think it's based upon books, from what I understand. Yeah, it's like a British TV show made around the early 90s to 94. It only got like, how many seasons did it get? Oh, it got like 3 seasons. Wow. Okay, it got 2 seasons and it got a Christmas special. That's cute. Yeah. Very cute. Yeah, I know, he's really cute. There's like loads of like VHS adverts of stuff that I remember seeing as a kid that I never watched, and I always wanted to like kind of find, like even now, like wanting to like find stuff that I always wanted to watch. Like I remember always wanting to watch there's a show called Merlin, I think it's called. And I only got reminded of it, I think, because of the whole like James what was it? James Summerton situation of him like plagiarizing like other reviewers and stuff like that. But like I only remember like his like the thing of Merlin, and like, oh, like the show is definitely catering towards an audience that wants the main character and other like characters to definitely be gay together. And I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, I guess there's nothing wrong with it, you know. But I remember like wanting to watch it when it like first got announced, and just like basically being told like, we've got other stuff to watch. We've got other stuff. You don't need to watch Lord of the Rings. I've still never watched Lord of the Rings. You know. Yeah, there's elephant. Talking about Merlin. But no, Bump the Elephant, very cute. I do love Bump the Elephant. There is also the Heffalump stories from Disney. The pink elephants. And then there's Dumbo, which is made in its time. That's the best way to say that. It's definitely a product of its time. And we'll leave that one at that. Let me just go across this. Oh, you can't really see it on the... There we go. I'm just kind of like going across it like this. Just making sure that like it gets clean. There we go. Wasn't that satisfying? Now, let's get rid of this. Oh, we can make our way backwards. Oh, hold on. Yeah, we can make our way backwards. Kinda. Kinda, sorta. I got told, it was either like last week or the week before, that I have a very hypnotic accent. I don't think I have that much of an accent, at least to my knowledge anyway. But someone mentioned it to me. It's like, oh, you have your accent is very hypnotic. I'm like, okay. I don't know what that means. Their words, not mine. I promise. Right? And like, I just found it like very interesting. It's like hypnotic is definitely a word. That's a word to describe my voice. I don't know if it's the right word, but it's a word. You know? Oh, dude, this bench is going to be so clean. You have no idea. All of the littles and smalls will be able to sit on it and be like, oh my goodness, it is so clean. I am so happy. All of the smalls and littles will be able to sit on the bench. They will be like, oh my goodness. It is the big clean. Do I need to be able to like do the other side as well? Oh, I am as well. Ah. Bastard. You said littles. My brain immediately went to me. Yes, hello. It's so weird because like, in my experience of like being around littles, it's, how do I put it? It's always like a thing that I've like immediately like been able to just like, okay, I am the big, I will be the caretaker. I am the one in control. No one will be in danger. You must all be fed. You must all be happy. You must all be tasked. You must all be... You must all be able to do the thing, like whatever's like been assigned. Yeah, I know how to. It sounds so weird to say. I know how to like like control the room of littles. It's something I'm quite like natural to. It's not even like intentional. Like it really isn't. It's just kind of I've been around the block. I know what I'm doing. You know. It's nothing to do with confidence. It's nothing to do with whatever. It's just like, oh, I know what I'm doing. This is I am required. I am needed. Someone needs to step up, and I'm gonna be that someone. Yeah, I mentioned before. This was a few years ago. I can tell the story. It's fine. Um, so when I moved out properly, I moved in with someone who I was seeing at the time, and to put it in the nicest way possible, because like I've got nothing against this person at all. It's just how things go. You know, fortunate for some, unfortunate for others. She was kind of how do I put it? See, I have this thing of like not wanting to bash people, right? Even if they have been very toxic to me. Okay. So I'll try and put this in the nicest way possible. She had kind of been given a lot. And by a lot, I mean everything. Right? So I was essentially told by her mum that because her mum was a very business oriented person, right? I think she dealt with insurance from what I remember. And essentially she like her mum was like, cool, now like you're here and like you live here with her and all this kind of stuff, blah blah. She has like these needs and stuff like that, and essentially like she needed to kind of like be looked after, not like babied or anything like that, but like she essentially needed to be supervised more so because of the fact of like unfortunately she had a history of I'll put like a bit of a trigger here. I'll try and put this in the nicest way possible. But like she had a history of like basically not being very nice to herself. Right? I'll put it to you that way. And like we had a very good dynamic where, you know, I am big, she's small, you know. And like it was good, you know. I cared about her a lot. Obviously I wanted us to be able to like go far. However, the problem came was that no matter how much I kind of gave, it wasn't really enough, you know. And like I'm not like someone to brag or anything, right? But I knew what I was doing, and I knew what I was doing was good, right? I was a very capable, big. Using that word like that, it sounds so childish, but like it's not the word I use, right? I I knew what I was doing and I knew what she needed, right? In terms of like genuinely like needing to like have someone like with her, but also like reassurance, stuff like I enjoy cooking. I enjoy being able to, I enjoy being able to like provide and stuff like that. By no means am I well off, so I make up for that, right? And she was getting an income given to her anyway, which was pretty substantial. So she was like, we were pretty much set in terms of in our like little flat. But the problem came also is like she wouldn't socialize outside of that, and whenever there was like an issue, it kind of also got thrown onto me, which was kind of where I started to kind of dwindle. While I was there giving her like a lot of like aftercare or like just care in general, you know, like a lot of reassurance and a lot of like social reassurance and stuff like that. There wasn't really anyone there to do that for me. And like this was like kind of when I should have learned the important lesson that I would advise to everyone, is that you should always, you can't help anyone if you're not doing well yourself. So you should always prioritize yourself first so that you can help others later on if that's something you're willing to do. However, you should always put yourself first, right? For your own will, for one, and for everyone else. You should also have like people supporting you and stuff like that as well, right? Like all like high tides raise all boats or sails or you know whatever. It's one of those things. But yeah, like I can't like put myself over. I can't like compliment myself, but like I'm very proud of like how I am when it comes to handling smalls and handling littles. It's something that's, it kind of comes as like a second nature, right? Oh my god, man! Like dealing with brats though. Like don't get me wrong, I can do. I can handle. Don't get me wrong, I can handle. But man, like, does that teeter from like, yes, I will be the big support to, oh boy. It's like you are pushing your luck. And things are gonna happen. Things are going to happen. That's apparently the best way that I could have put that without being like, Wholesome stream today. It's for sleep. Come on now. Big slip. Things are going to happen. I can't believe I like worded it like that. My goodness, little miss. If you don't start behaving, or if you don't pack it in, then things are gonna be happening in this house, under this roof. Things are gonna be happening, and you're not gonna like them. So you might think you like them, but no, you won't like them. Oh my god, what are you gonna do to me, sir? I'm gonna hit you with a brick. It's like, what? Yeah. I think that deserves a coffee sip. That's what we do. See, here's the thing though, right? And this is kind of like something that doesn't really get talked about. Is like if you can't, because it takes obviously like it takes mental fatigue to be able to kind of tame a brat, right? And I've managed it, but but again, it takes a lot of like mental work. So what kind of ends up happening is like, oh, they can take anything, I can throw anything at them, let me keep throwing stuff that's even more difficult, to kind of like the point where it's like, I don't want to like say like, oh, the mask is slipping, because that sounds like it's faking. It's not that. It's like sometimes either like the big or the dom or like whatever word you want to use, right? They do need a break, right? And by a break I mean like either you need a break and like, you know, I don't know what the word would be, but like they also need that reassurance and they also need that comfort, you know, comfort / reverse comfort / whatever, right? However you want to word it. And it, I feel like that kind of like gets missed. Like it's like I don't understand this mentality of like, oh well, they don't need that because like that's not their job. It's not about, you know, like that's not what you're there for. You're there to put me in my place and give me what I want. It's like, no, it's a two-way thing, right? Good communication for one. The communication's supposed to be very important because you're not going to get anywhere if you're like just struggling in silence, which is one of the big mistakes that I did. Was like trying to be like, no, I can do this. I can do this. You know, and just one day just kind of like going numb. Really, that's the best way to put it, but like kind of like going numb. It's yeah. Also, being told that like you can be passed around as well. It's like, oh, I can borrow you my dumb today, or I can borrow you my like. No, dude. Like, if that's agreed upon, yeah, or if that is like, okay, I want you to do this for my friends, or for my friend. They're in a thing. Help them. Just keep it platonic, blah blah blah, all that, and just like please help them. They're going through a hard time, and it's like, okay, cool. I've agreed to it because you've communicated with me, and we're all on the same page. And there's no jealousy. There's no having to do extra work later on. You know, good communication can go a long way. A lot of people get jealous, so like that kind of like doesn't happen. But for a few times, more than I can count, I have been not asked but told. It's like, you should do this, and you know, it would make me and my friend happy. And you know, I was early into my experience, and guess what happens? People get jealous. Yeah? My goodness. I think that's like the thing for me is I'm someone who when I put my trust in you and you break it, it's over. Like, it's literally over, right? Like, it is done. I can't recover. Like, if you have, and it's not even like I'm not talking about like a minor thing of like something that's like pathetic. I'm not talking about like, oh my god, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like something that's like really stupid. Like, oh my god, you like got into my phone and you saw, I don't know. Come on, brain, work with me. Like, you got into my phone without like asking me to like go into my phone. Like, okay, that's a breach of like privacy. Just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean you have access to everything. Or you have access to like anything that, it's like, no, that's not how it works. You're not just allowed my phone, Now, I've got nothing to hide, don't get me wrong, but it's more the principle of not feeling trusted, but like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, that's it, it's over now, bro. But like a big thing happening, right? Like a big thing happening and being like, oh, well, we can get past this. Like, no. Well, we'll just pretend it didn't happen. It's like, no, we need to talk about this. And if you're not willing to communicate about it, no. It might not even be that thing. I might just be like, that's it, it's over. I've had enough. Right? There has been occasions where I have like just put my foot down and be like, I've had enough of this. Like, I'm walking away. Because it once it's got to that point, then it's like, right, that's it. I've had enough. I can only take so much. I need to feel valued as a person. I can be like, I can do a lot for someone. I can do my best to make all their dreams come true. But and it's not even a case of like I want that back from them. I want them to like give me everything I want. It's not that. It's a case of like, I want to feel appreciated, and I want to feel seen, and I want to feel like I'm a big part of that person's world. Because I'll admit, I'm a little bit of a I don't know what the word, like, hopeless romantic is almost the correct term for that, but I'm definitely like, if I like someone, like genuinely like them, I want to be able to like give them the best, because they could have picked anyone, right? But they chose big old goofball me. So like, I want to be able to curate their experience and like make sure that they're having the best time that they can have. Obviously within limits of like what's reasonable, of like the day-to-day and all that kind of stuff. Giving myself personal time, because that's the thing as well. You don't want to live in your you don't want to live in the person's pocket. It's like, you need personal time. As much as the idea of like, oh my god, we're going to see each other every day, it's like, you're going to get sick of the person. Give each other some space. You both have hobbies, or you all have hobbies, if we're doing this more than just one-on-one. Yeah, we've all got hobbies, we're all chilling. We're all having a good old time. It's, yeah. Yeah, no, back on the original point, yeah, I got like kind of like thrown around a bit. And like, don't get me wrong, it's not like I was like, oh, what a hard life I'm living, right? Like, I'm sure like a lot of guys in my position, or like a lot of like girls in my position, would be like, um you know, you get to like do this across multiple people, like, you know. But like, man, does it suck when like when the fantasy is like gone away. Yeah. It kind of like hits you a bit where it's like, okay, cool, I'm just kind of like getting used to it, you know? And you know, like it's whatever. But like now now I understand. Oh well, like, you know, just anyone could have been in this position for them, and like it's, you know, whatever, you know, replaceable. That's the right word for it. But yeah, it's just one of those things of like, you're expecting it to be one way, and it goes another way. You know, it's a thing. We'll put it to you that way. It's a thing. But yeah, I do enjoy being the big in the room of smalls, because it can, I don't know what the word would be. It can feel nice to be relied on, and that you can curate their experience, or you can kind of like be the one that is responsible for them being happy, and for them being like, wow, I really needed that, you know? Just like some simple aftercare, you know, being the one to give them what they need, you know, whatever that may be. Time for more plushies, you know. Or even just cooking for them. Cooking. That's like something that like surprises a lot of people. Is like, yep, cooking can go a long way. Give them their favorite food. More importantly than anything, like just having that just having that like ability just to like talk to them and give them that like thing of like, yes, you can just be who you want to be right now, and like there's no consequence, there's no need to be shy, there's no need to like whatever, like this is what you want it to be, however you want this to be, you know. Just make sure that we all know what like our limits are, and just know like what our, you know, what everyone's comfortable with and all that. But no, I'm pretty flexible. I'm quite flexible when it comes to handling all that. It's when jealousy gets the better of people, you know, despite the constant reassurances, and like it's not really their fault, it's just how it is. I sound very egotistical. I just realized like I'm speaking from my experiences, that's all I'm saying. Can you tell that I like to be a storyteller? One day I'll find someone like that. You'll be surprised. Like, you'll definitely be surprised by what people are like, and that they don't really want to show it because they don't want to be judged. I definitely felt that way without even understanding like what it was that I
wanted. You know? Because, like, there's a lot of, like, misunderstandings and stuff like that that comes with it. It's, like, some people just want, like, a big and, yeah, like, big and little kind of, like, dynamic. Some people want, like, the, like, kind of DDLG dynamic. Some people want to be able to switch. Like, some people who you expect to be a dom really don't like want that. They want to just have the, like, time to just relax and just be catered to, because they feel so overwhelmed in their day-to-day life. Like, they could be someone who's like a manager or like a boss, and, like, because they're in that position, they're so used to, like, doing that at work, and then as soon as they come home, they just want to come home and cry under a blanket, and all they want is snuggles. It's how it is. And then, like, in some of the other aspects, there's also the thing of, like, on the opposite end, it can be, let me just, like, give, like, the spray a bit of a rest so I can talk. It can be, I had the point in my brain. Give me a second. It can be, like, the opposite way of, like, a person who doesn't really have, like, a lot of power, like, in the real world, just for, like, you know, whatever they do for work, or just how they are, like, with people normally, that they're given the opportunity to kind of, like, do whatever they want to the specific person that is willing to just fully give themselves to them, and they can never do anything wrong. You can, like, do the worst shit to them, you know? Like, genuinely, like, think about it. It's like, you can, like, this sounds like super, like, but, like, you can literally, like, mark this person, like, as much as you want, and as long as there's communication, as long as there's, like, you know, all of that, there is, as long as there's that communication, there's the consent, and there's, like, obviously, like, the thing of, like, what the hard limits are and all that kind of stuff. It's a case of, yes, go nuts. This is your time to let go, you know? And you'll be surprised how much that does for someone. I will say, like, because I'm definitely someone who kind of fell into this, like, not really, like, for any reason. It was just kind of, like, something that I discovered through being with, just people, and then it was a thing of, like, I kind of miss it, and then it came back around. It's something I always bring up whenever, like, I'm in a relationship. It's like, hey, I'm not gonna, like, tell you to do this thing, but, like, if you want to give this a go, you know. And, like, 9 times out of 10, they've gone, yeah, let's give it a go. And then, like, we don't. We just don't. Not because of, like, any reason. We just don't get to it, you know. You know, and, like, they're either, like, too. They're more than happy just doing, you know, vanilla, or that they themselves don't feel like that's a role that they want to play. They want to play at, like, a different role, right? Which is interesting to me, because then it's like, it's nice to see someone kind of unpack what's going on, you know? One day I'll find someone like that. Now I'm sad. I miss being comfortable with being little. Well, like, here's the thing, right? It's a lot more. It's a lot more normal than a lot of people care to admit. Like, okay, there is definitely the idea of it, like, it can be highly sexualized. But then there's also the thing of, like, it can be a purely platonic experience, right? Then you think of all these other aspects of, like different genders, people who are trans, and, like, all these different factors of, like, what goes into this dynamic. And, like, at the end of the day, when you boil it down to what it is, it's simply this: it does not matter what anyone else says. It doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. The only person, and this goes for every relationship ever, the only person that it should matter to is the two or more people that are involved in that relationship. And that is it. I've had it way too many times, and I mean this genuinely. I've had it way too many times when people have found out, and I have kind of been shamed for it. Right? Or it's not even like a thing I've been shamed. I've been laughed at because of it, right? And it's a case of, like, they're just either, like, they're from, like, they're older, or, like, they're just not interested, or they're like, oh, this is disgusting. It's like, well, that's fine. No one's asking you to do it. It's not for you. It's not yours. This is my thing, you know? It's not for you. It's for me. For me and my small. Or for me and my little, you know? Or, like, whatever, like, term you want to use. It's so weird talking about, like, this stuff, like, so openly as well, because, like, in enough itself, when talking about this kind of stuff, and when I spoke about it to the last person that I was with, they were, like, so intrigued by it, and they were, like, super interested in it. But because we were in a long distance relationship, that aspect didn't really get off the ground, unfortunately. And, like, there was so much more to tap into, and, like, before I knew it, it was like the relationship was over, you know. And there is that aspect of, like, on that front, yes, there was a lot more to be offered. However, there is also the thing of, like, if that person is available emotionally, or not just emotionally, if they're willing to, okay, if someone is willing to properly, like, sub to you, or willing to be that for you in that moment, they've already, like, they said, yes, this is something I'm interested in, yes, this is something I want to do. It's just a case of, like, they're not in the mood for it, you know? Either they're not in the mood for it, or they're not, like, doing it full time, or, like, they've got their, like, kind of, you know, they're prioritizing, like, real life stuff, like work, or they're prioritizing stuff that takes priority above all of that, you know? Because some people are lifers for this kind of stuff, you know? I know when, like, I'm involved in something like it, I'm definitely like, okay, this is the dynamic change for me, you know? Like, don't get me wrong, I'll dress up for, like, weddings or funerals. I'm flexible when it comes to that. But you need to also be able to like understand when you need to understand like to be able to like read your partner, you know, have that communication. If they're not willing to communicate and if they're not emotionally available to communicate, then you should be able to prioritize your own feelings first and leave them to have some distance and communicate with them being like, I'm going to give you some distance because you're really not like emotionally available right now. I'm not like, you know, and that has like resulted in like people kicking off. And I think that's more to do with the fact of like they are just kind of in a bad way. And what I would say to that is like ignore what they're saying. When they're saying something hurtful, ignore what they're saying. Just make sure that they understand, hey, I'm reading you and I'm seeing what's going on. I'm going to leave you and give you some space for a bit. This isn't I'm running away. This is I'm leaving you until you're ready to come and talk to me. I'm not going to chase you. Don't chase them if they're being like that. Right? Because there's much bigger things that are going on, sadly. What else? There are times when I do miss that dynamic. Yeah, there are times when I do miss that dynamic. Because it's very much like a... What's the word for it? It's very much a... I've definitely stopped... This sounds so like melodramatic. I've definitely stopped breathing for a bit and I need oxygen. Alright? It's kind of one of those situations. And like I don't talk to my friends about this kind of stuff. Like I wouldn't talk to my friend Mike about it or like whatever. If I did have the conversation with him, if I genuinely did have the conversation with him, he would understand where I'm coming from. You know, but he's not that type of person to really delve into this kind of stuff. Yeah. However, his whole thing would be like, look, man, whatever makes you happy, you go and do you. You have a grand old time. So, you know, at the end of the day, the only thing that really needs to be understood is like how it makes you feel. Don't worry about everyone else. Worry about how it makes you feel. And just know that like everyone has a thing. Trust me, there are enough dumbs out there who are like looking for like a little. You know. There are more than enough out there. You'll be surprised. The world is a lot smaller of a place than you might think. You know? Things work out. Just make sure that you're, you know, if you do find someone that you're interested in, be honest with them. You know, curate that relationship, you know, and keep that communication going. It's a thing. Because I'm always the type, despite like me saying all the stuff I'm saying, I'm not the type of person to message people first. It's always been someone reaching out to me and being like, hey, how's it going? And I'll be like, hey, how's it going? That's usually my like icebreaker. Um, so, yeah. Do what you gotta do to make you happy. And if that means hitting men over the head with a brick, well, you do that as long as they have consented to it first. If they have said maybe, then there you go. Shall we change up our yeah, shall we change up our paint? Let's go with this. Let's go for a Christmas theme. It's Christmas. That looks weird. Hey, how's it going? No, it's gotta all be like one word. Yeah? It's gotta be like all one word. It's like, hey, how's it going? You did a good thing by like leaving the G out. Yeah? But it's like, hey, how's it going? Being me is weird, man. I wouldn't want anyone to be. I definitely don't. I think that's why, like, I always have that mentality of like, this is like going like a bit over the top, right? But just like bear with me a second. It goes back to like the whole thing like with my dad of like, I don't think I'll ever be I don't think I would ever be able to be the dad that my dad was for me. You know, I could try, you know, and do my best, but I don't think I'd ever be able to accomplish what my dad did for me. At least like with the way of like how much he did for me without even knowing it. So, and I wouldn't want to put I wouldn't want to put my kid in a position where I would be stuck with a dad like me. Which that sounds like super sad or like super like whatever. But I'm saying that from a sense of like, if I'm going to do that, I want to be the best I can be. You know? That's all. Hey, how's it going? Is that a block of ice with a hammer? Or is that like a die? What is that? Look what that is. I've got Google. I can look this up. Oh, it is ice. Okay. It's time to break the ice. Hey, how's it going? When you supposed to be sleeping, by the way? Does this count as sleeping? I don't think this counts as sleeping. Now, you didn't promise that you were going to go sleep, but you were saying like, oh, big sleep. It's like, oh. What a good sleeper. 10 out of 10 sleeper. We'll sleep again. Here's a story. Alright? Here's a weird story. So, This is quite a personal story. Not that like any of the others aren't personal, you know, but like this is like a bit more personal. And like this person, I think they still look at what I do. So like, you know, so I'll be vague about it. So I had a friend in college who at the time was a guy. And they transitioned into a woman. They definitely had very like femboy attributes to them. Like when they were a guy. It's like how do I put it? It's like because they're always saying like I am the goth boy. I do the goth things. I like goth music. And I like metal music, which they do, you know. And it's like why we connected. I think also we connected on I think I was reading like manga. Like I was reading like at the time like stuff that's like well known now was like new. This would have been like 2016 to 17, and I don't know if it was out yet or if it was out later. But I remember having a conversation with them about reading. Ooh, what was it called? Redo of a Healer. Yeah, I think it was Redo of a Healer. Sleep, what is sleep? It is what you should be doing. The big sleep. I set all this up just for you to do the big sleep. For the big sleep. I mean, I understand if, you know, you're struggling to sleep, you know. But that also, like, takes you admitting that you haven't tried sleeping. Have you tried sleeping? What is the method for the trying of sleep? It is the sleep time. It is the weighted blanket sleep time. Or dry throat. So this was like a friend in college. Was a guy originally. We were doing, I think I was doing computer software and they were doing computer hardware in college. And like a few years later, they kind of like came out to me. I was like, oh, that's cool, you know. But I was also like kind of like, I was also like kind of in the mindset of like I kind of wasn't surprised in a good way, you know. I was like very happy for them, because like the only thing that like sucked was like a few years beforehand, like their partner separated from them, and like it wasn't really for like any reason whatsoever, because like yeah, she didn't really do it for like any reason whatsoever, really, because this was like way before like all this was happening. But essentially, like, I was one of the first people that they came out to, and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then like a year later, they were like, hey, I've kind of always like liked you, and like I don't know how to tell you, so like, nah. I was like, okay. And they were like, okay. And then after that, we give it a try, and it didn't last long. More so for the fact of, more so of the fact of just dynamic more than anything. And that's purely on me. You know, I'll admit that, because I was like super. I think this would have been my first. I don't know how to like explain it. Like, this would have been my first not straight experience properly. And like, they were nervous too, and I was nervous. Like, how do I even make this work? What do I do, bro? You know? Whilst also like trying to make sure that like they felt comfortable. It was very goofy, but it was also very cute. To be honest, it was very cute. However, despite all of that, I was still the big strong big, as always. I say that like I say that more in a sense of like to convince myself that I'm like while I am what I am, I'm also like a big sweetheart at the end of the day. It's hard to sleep alone. I understand that. I definitely understand that. I'm definitely in the same way. As I was saying before, I definitely deal with the struggles to sleep. I have sleep paralysis. And I have a sleep paralysis demon who comes to see me every once in a while, which is fun. It's essentially the Rake, the creepypasta. It's essentially the Rake, and you know, I've definitely seen art that like makes sleep paralysis demons like cute. It's just like a big bug or like a big like moth creature that comes over and just sneaks up and just does the big hug when you're asleep. It's like, I wish it was like that. It happened once when I was like, I fell asleep in like the front of like in the passenger seat in someone's car, and it loomed over the window shield. Yeah, it loomed over the windshield of the car, and I like kicked the bonnet. Not kicked the bonnet. I kicked the glove box or the glove compartment, and it super like freaked out my friend. And she was like, "You okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm okay, bro. It's cool." And I explained it to them afterwards, and they're like, "That's not real. that's not a real thing. No, you're just lying." I was like, "Okay." Completely and immediately invalidated. I was like, "Okay, that's cool," you know. I think it also just didn't help the fact that I was also sleep deprived that time. Because I was working late hours at the restaurant I was working at. I can cook. It's true. I'm a very good cook. Made some really good food today, actually. I would be such a good house husband, bro. You have no idea. All this house husbanding that everyone's been missing out on. Sorry. Sometimes I have to like say stuff to like kind of just like make myself laugh. I know it's not for anyone else, it's just for me. And I'm like, when I say it, and after I've said it, I laugh for myself, like, "You're an idiot, bro." It's like, shut up, no one cares. You know? But I find it funny, you know? You've got to have, like, those every once in a while. With, like, the knee slappers. The Drake is so creepy. I mean, it depends on your perspective. You know? Yeah, it just depends on your perspective. I personally would say yes, I agree. I'm going to try to do one of these now where I try and... I don't know if I should do circles or what. I wish I could turn the field of view up like a little bit more. Get rid of this. There we go, it spreads out a bit more. Oh, big spread. Who doesn't love a big spread? Liars. That's who. Ooh. Look at that, by the way. See the little like animal paws? And just like walked over. Isn't that cute? Have I listened or read The Showers? No, but you can tell me about it. Just because I haven't heard of it or like read about it, you should tell me. I am quite the reader. My favorite book to the date, which is today, is the You series. I know they have like a Netflix show, but like the books are really good. I really like Caroline Kepnes. Yes, please do tell. I am up for story time. Whatever you say, whatever you text out, I will read out. Maybe I should do audiobooks. I can't read properly. It might take a few tries. I've seen there's a new message. Hold on. I'll get there. Oh, it's such a great creepypasta. It was the first one I ever listened to. Okay. Let me... Oh my god. Plush mallows. Okay. The shower. Ooh, did you like that sound from the music? Put creepypasta. The showers. So what's it about? Give me the synopsis on it. Like I have it in front of me, but like give me the synopsis on it. That's not flattering at all to do that. Ooh. Make sure to hydrate, by the way, if you don't have like any water or anything with you. Make sure that you like have a drink next to you when you're in bed. Because you never know when you're going to wake up and just have like a dry mouth. You never want a dry mouth, bro. You never know. You never know what could happen. Oh. Ugh. Excuse me. No synopsis. Boo. Okay then. Okay. Alright. Man searches and finds a creepy underground place that his teacher told him about years earlier and goes through heck and swears not to go back until he does for a dumb reason. I realize I'm bad at creepypasta synopsis. That reminds me of like I Bought My Parents' House. If you haven't read that one, it's really good. It's one about like a guy who like buys his parents' old home, and like there was like a hidden like area in the home that like was kind of blocked off. Yeah, it's really good. I highly recommend listen to it. While I may not be the Mr. Creepypasta man, I am an avid listener of the Mr. Creepypasta man. Who do I listen to? Who did I used to listen to? I think I listened to My Dry Bread. He's a streamer, and he used to do wrestling content as well. I think he did Pokemon content for a while, but he did like creepypasta readings. I like My Dry Bread. He's cool. Would recommend. Why are you better at creepypasta synopsis? Just because like it's embedded in my brain, that's all. Yeah, but I like creepypastas. It's recently as well, like I started getting back into reading. And by recently I mean like in like the past like 5 years. So you know, that could mean anything. Yeah, I started reading through the U series. The U series is basically about a man called Joe Goldberg who is in love with a woman. And as every man who is in love with a woman, he stalks her. However, like it's kind of like more accepted, and I'll put it to you this way. It's more accepted due to the fact of like the dude is like attractive as well, and like even like the person that like he stalks, like she's like, oh my god, he's so attractive. But like yeah, the book's very good. They have a Netflix show The Netflix show after the first season, and even like near the end of the first season, they kind of teeter off entirely from what the books were doing. So if you watch the show, it's nothing like the books. And like they miss out, the show misses out like a lot from what the books do. But yeah, Joe is a bookseller, and he is I think it's all written in it's all written in like first person, and like it's one of those like untrustworthy narrator kind of books, and you learn a lot about Joe. Joe's a really interesting character. Like, you can have characters that are like bad people and they're like a really good character, like Patrick from fucking American Psycho and stuff like that. And like, I just find it very funny that I just find it very funny, like, how well the show did, and yet like the books did good, but like I don't think I've ever spoken to anyone who's like actually read the book but they've watched the show. They just go, oh, the show's a bit weird, isn't it? And it's like, oh, fucking, you watch all these like murder documentaries all the time, and it's like, how's it any different? You know? This music's kind of trippy, isn't it? Oh, let me read that comment. Yandere? Like the anime, like the fucking, come on, brain, oh my god. Like the anime like trait, or is like yandere like an actual like name for a show, or like for like a manga or something? Because one of my favorite yandere shows is oh my god, what's it called? Future Diary. Yeah, Future Diary. Future Diary is really good. Yeah, yandere, like, as a concept, is like it's been done a lot, but there is so much to take away. Like the most popular stuff that's yandere now is like a lot of people doing like ASMR role playing videos. And like, I've definitely thought about doing some, because like I think I like, not just like yandere, but like I thought about doing because you can do like male for female, or male for male, or male for anything, male for all. Same for like if you're like, you know, female. Yeah, they're good. You just have to kind of get into the role. A lot of people just kind of like get their own like synopsis and just kind of like wing it, which I'm amazed by. Like, that is a skill to have. Yeah. Yeah, I love how do I put it? I love like whenever I watch anime, I love romance anime. I'm one of those. But like, I love romance anime that does something. Like, one of my favorite animes like of all time is Toradora. Because Toradora took the concept of like a romance anime at the time and flipped it entirely. Like, I love Toradora. I think it's on Netflix at the moment. At least it is here in the UK anyway. I'm not sure if it ran out. Okay. I'm assuming you've watched Say I Love You. I don't think I have actually. I know what you're talking about, but I haven't watched it. So here's the thing: is like I got into anime when Netflix was like still you had to have a disc to use Netflix. This is very telling. One of the first anime that I watched it was on Netflix, so that's why I watched it. The first anime that I watching it because I wanted to watch anime, so like Beyblade and Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon don't count. The first anime I ever watched because I wanted to watch something that was anime was Dent in the Vampire Bund. Don't look it up. It's a good show, but it is, yeah. I just loved how like weird anime could be. And then like straight after that I watched, what else did I watch? I definitely watched Death Note. And then I watched like a bunch of romance anime. Like a lot, like I'm sure if I get my anime list out, because like I started that like very early on. And like still have all of like everything that I've watched like in the past anyway. Like at the very early like stages of watching anime. I could just never really get into like shonen anime. It just wasn't like something. It wasn't something I could do, mainly due to the fact of like, I don't know, it just wasn't for me. Despite that, I love watching Evangelion. Not because it's a robot anime, despite the fact that it's a robot anime. I love everything about Evangelion. If you want a show that's going to hit you in the feels, and you like want to watch a show that's gonna mess with your brain, watch Evangelion. It first appears like it's just a mech anime, and I don't like mech animes. It's my favorite anime of all time. I would highly recommend it if you've not watched it. Ignore what everyone else is saying. Just watch it with your fresh eyes. Give it a go. The show is very strange. An even stranger show would be Fooly Cooly. Fooly Cooly is very fucking weird. I love Evangelion. I have an Evangelion tattoo. I'll put it to you that way. It's that good. The line of like everything returns to nothingness on the end of Evangelion. I have that tattooed on my hand. Because I think I saw like a picture of like a mock up of like some guy holding a cigarette, and I was like, I want that tattoo. It's like I want that so bad. So I got it. I got it done. And I now need to find something else to put on my right hand. You know, I'll find something. I just don't know what yet. Oh, I need to do this gimmick again. Watch this. Oh no, this isn't gonna work at all, is it? was that? I'm gonna vibrate on this bar for a bit. Oh, no one minds. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, anything that's got like, you know, anything that's got like something kind of like going on that makes me feel some stuff. I'm gonna watch it. Yeah, so like what would you suggest that I'd be missing out on then? Like what are some of your favorite animes? What are some of your favorite books, shows, creepypastas? You know? That's a thought actually. I've never come across like an anime that talks about like DDLG culture. Or like just like that kind of like dynamic, or even just like simple bondage or anything like that. I've never come across like an anime that talks about that. It's always in like mockery of like, not even like mockery, but like it's more like fantasized and like, you know, it's not really talked about. But I suppose like the Japanese aren't really like super for that, you know? At least I would think so anyway. I might be wrong. They do have love hotels after all. Love hotels with scentless shampoo and soap. So your wife will never know. Or your husband will never know. It's crazy to think that like a lot of them are like, oh, it's not cheating as long as like they just do it in a love hotel. It's fine. Love hotel, it's okay. It's only for a small time and it only happened once. It's so strange to me. Big love for Japan. Next person I'm with, bro, they're gonna get flogged so hard. I was thinking about it now. It's like, damn. It's happening, bro. I have to buy new stuff as well, which sucks. Creepypasta. Licks from a bear. The showers feed the pig. Licks from a Bear sounds familiar. There was one I listened to like ages ago. That was like the voice actor was like acting as a Valley girl. And she was like, oh my god, we're pregnant. Oh my god, I'm so happy. And then she started describing that she was having like spiders giving birth in her fucking eye sockets. I'm like, oh no. No, that's not. Oh no. Oh, what a horrible like circumstance. Licks from a Bear is so sad. I have to see what it is, because I'm pretty sure I've listened to it. A child gets eaten. No more child. Consume child. Delicious child. Sacrifice it to the bear. He has been lost to the bear. What happened at the skate park, man? Like, seriously. Like, this would have been so much quicker if I had, like, someone to help me. Haley's just sitting there, just letting me do all the work. She's just sat there, just like acting pretty. How could you do it, bro? It's like, oh, I'm sleepy. I big sleep. The big sleep. Big snooze. I know how it is. I see how it is, bro. He down there. Big sleep. Come on, bro. Big snore. I'm not acting pretty. I am pretty. Good answer. No, good answer. Nothing wrong with that. I am the night. I am justice. Someone said to me like a while ago, like I'm not a very serious person. I just like stone faced them and just went, I don't know, I'm pretty serious. And they just burst out laughing at my fucking expression. Right? I think just because of like how I am as a person, like I can be serious, but I'm also like, I'm the very wanting everyone to feel included and feel very loved and valued. Ultimate good guy energy. However, I am also the person who plays video games, and if there's a choice between good or bad, I'm always the one who picks bad first. Like, there's always like the thing of like people play the game, like, oh, well, I'm going to play the good option and see what I could have done if I played the bad option. It's like, no, bad option first. My Undertale experience was very poor. I did Genocide Run before people even knew what that was. I think I only did Genocide Run. I don't think I actually even played the game. I think I watched someone else do the game because like, oh, this is a bit shit, isn't it? Also, what a name. Genocide Run. I'll help you. I've played this so many times. You're supposed to be sleeping. I'm supposed to be helping you do the big snooze. So we cuddled up in your blanket. Nice and cozy. I can turn the game audio down if you wish. So you can just have the music and the, if that would help. If the constant like hissing is like, grating. I can do that. I should do that really anyway. You can like just about hear what's going on. Oh fucking hell. Oh, piss off. I got so angry once at a game while I was with a mate. And I literally just come out with I can't remember what. I think I wasn't playing like a rage game or anything like that. It wasn't like that. It was just I was playing a game and I was like the game was like glitching and stuff like that, and it was like super freaking out. And I just like kind of like looked at the TV and just went, this game can toss my salad and peel my potatoes. And my friend looked at me like, what the fuck does that mean? What the hell are you saying? And they Googled it and it's like, oh no. It's like, peel my potatoes and toss my salad. Please lick my balls and eat my ass. It's like, why is that the thing that you came out with? It's like, I don't know, bro, whatever. It sounds fucking funny as fuck. Shut up. I think because like I heard it somewhere. Where did I hear it? For like the first time ever, I looked it up and I was like, what does that even mean? Oh, I think I do know, actually. I think I was watching AAA. Yeah, I was watching AAA. And one of the lads was like, if you think you're getting past those, you can peel my potatoes and toss my salad. I was like, alright. Sick. Food. It's like, oh, not food, actually. Pig, not food. Stupid, bro. Why do I do this to myself? Some of the shit I come out with is just fucking bollocks. Right. The hissing, you, the music, French kiss. Ah, thank you so much. I feel so valued. No, I'm glad I can provide a service. Oh, for fuck's sake. I don't even like this, like... There you go. Oh, I gotta put my long boy on. Yeah, I'm kind of getting like goofier and goofier as I like go. My deeper, meaningful conversations have all but sweetened into a, a nice concoction of laughter. Get the fuck out. Football. Get the fuck out. Oh, there you go. I got an achievement for that. What an interesting song this is. See, if you had how we'd be done already. Yeah, but that, like, takes away from the graft. You know? Like, if you get, like, 4 or 5 people, like, coming in and just, like, doing it, then it's like, eh. The whole point, like, and, like, the thing I like about this game is that you can kind of just chat and just say whatever while you're, like, playing. It's kind of the fun of it. Oh, fuck. Gate. Oh, I thought I did that. What's wrong with the gate? Okay, gate. Oh, I didn't do any of the railings, really? What's wrong with the railing? What's wrong with it? And get rid of my long boy. Long boy. Whew. Alright. Oh, really, man? There we go. Are you listening to creepypastas while you're playing it? How does that work? It's like, oh, here's me like washing my fingers, like, and then the man was like sleeping with the maggots and the worms, and it's like, what? All right. Here comes the Slender Man. I haven't thought about it like that in a while. It genuinely just like popped up in my brain. I'm like, oh no. Like, it's so weird how my perception of horror games and like horror in general has changed so much. Like, if there's a game I would recommend playing, and it's free on PC. If you have a Steam account, you should definitely play it. It's called Cry of Fear. Cry of Fear is probably one of the best games ever. It genuinely is like one of my favorite games of all time. Everyone should play Cry of Fear. I have ADHD, so it works for me. I just learned like recently that I have ADHD. I think also I have I'm not sure for a fact, but I'm pretty sure I have some form of autism. I've got something going on. And like it's more to do with like me like trying to work and stuff like that. And like when it comes to like me trying to solve tasks and stuff like that have been assigned to me, not like stuff I've done, then that's kind of like, it's not even like I can't do the task, it's my brain's not letting me kind of function properly. Sounds too scary for me. So Cry of Fear has like one jump scare, like at the very beginning of the game, and if you can like get past that, and just take your headphones off and just get past that, because I think jump scares are cheap. Cry of Fear is awesome. Genuinely is like one of the best games ever. I promise you that you'll be able to like play through the game. Just play through it like with some sort of like podcast, or like play through it like while you're friends, or like while you have someone with you, you know. Right, what was it? Oh fuck. If you can't play through the game, I highly recommend watching Pyrocynical's video on it. It's very good. I want to do the bike. I'm gonna stretch. I'd recommend you stretch as well. And get some water. Time for water. What I am gonna do is I'm gonna find what I can shop for. Can I buy the... Come on, man. How far does it take to get to like level 90? Level 90. Yeah, I really want the like Prime Vista. What outfit have I got on? Oh, my Christmas one. I'm gonna put this one on. I like the gloves as well. Right. I can't handle anything remotely creepy. I almost give up on Destiny during the tutorial because it was too dark. I definitely understand that. Don't get me wrong. Because I definitely had like a big fear of like suspense and like being on my own during like a jump scare, or like just stuff being like really creepy. God damn, how do I clean this? Yeah, don't get me wrong, you're not on your own with it. But like just after a while, I don't know what it is. I don't have to lie, I know exactly what it is. I just like I dealt with so much like I dealt with so much like in terms of like dealing with depression, and it just got to the point where I just kind of got numb, which is definitely not like the way to handle stuff, but like you kind of have like this thing of like passively, in most cases of like stuff, you don't really care. So that's kind of like how I dealt with it. I do not recommend. However, that is one way to deal with it. Another way to deal with it would be just watching stuff preemptively, and just watching like video essays and stuff like that on games that are scary. There's one that's really good by H Bomber Guy. H Bomber Guy's really funny. But he did a video years ago talking about a game called Pathologic. The game's boring as hell, but it's so interesting if you can get past the if you can get past it. But yeah, like watching that video, it's like, wow, like there are games out there I never even thought about playing, or never even knew existed, or you know, let alone wanted to play. That's just like, damn, I want to play them. It's like, oh, that is right. This game is boring as hell, but it's like it's so interesting to just play because like the setting is so cool. I'm someone who like kind of prioritizes indie games over like big games. So like playing this, and it's like, oh, the DLC. Each DLC is like 20 quid or something like that, and it's like, yeah, I'll buy it. I don't care. When I can afford it, of course. I really want to start getting into, because a while ago I wanted to code, and I applied for an apprenticeship to learn to code. I think it was like 2 points off. Yeah, it was like 2 points off or something like that. And I just didn't apply for it again. I definitely should. It's just like I struggle with the presentation. My biggest fear is dealing with, like, I can handle horror and stuff like that. It's when it comes to like real life. It sounds like so sad, but like when it comes to like dealing with like real life like people and like feeling like feeling judged and like not really just doing what I can do because I want to do it, you know, doing stuff because someone else was like, hey, you should do this because it's good, it'll be good for you, not because you want to do it, but because it will help you in the long run, you know. I don't even know what's missing. Can you see what's missing? This thing? What the fuck is a fender? Oh, this thing. There we go. Let's watch the time lapse. Yeah. Amazing. Let's do a car. It's giving me all the vehicle ones now. What time is it? My goodness. Also, Harley, I believe it's time for sleeps. It is time for snooze. Did I call you Haley before, by the way? I apologize if I did. Shows how much I'm paying attention. I just thought, I was like, wait. I like read it and I was like, I've not used that word. My brain definitely said, this is Harley, but didn't say it. So, I apologize for that. That is my bad. I owe you a written apology, which I will do. Or do you prefer your apologies spoken? Or acted upon? If acted upon, what actions must be acted upon for an apology to be accepted? My goodness. I prefer apology cuddles. Perhaps, but sleep first. Sleep is important. I don't want to hear any sleepers for the weak. Sleep is for the snooze. Oh, what was it? Half-Life got an update recently. Half-Life 2, sorry. They just had their 20th anniversary. You did say Haley, bro. Yeah. Said Haley before, but it's okay. It's pretty normal. I wouldn't say it's normal. I think it's just like it shows. It just shows that I'm just not paying attention. Clearly. Yeah, out of everything, I can also read Herkimer Homoka as like perfectly. The name Herkimer Homoka means like nothing to anyone apart from me. Bonnet. Where in the bonnet? Oh, underneath this. Grow up, man. Since I am the adult here. Looks like you're the science guy now, huh, Mr. Adult Man? With the computer game and the clean. I just need to do this, don't I? Oh, I can... Hold on. Oh, you bitch. Feel free to add or message me on anything. Okay. Oh, wow, okay. I shall do so if I find your socials, actually. Because if it's not attached to your YouTube, then I won't be able to find it. You know? It's funny when I get people in on Twitch because there's just bots just giving me like grief over like, hey, you got a Discord? You want to add me on Discord? I'm like, no, because you're clearly a bot. Like, I really don't want to talk to you. No, if you do actually want to like, if you do actually want to message me, then I would say I've got Twitter. I do have Discord. I do have, what else have I got? I've got Instagram. Yeah, whatever works. All the socials are around. But yeah, go for it. Go nuts. The pedals, they need cleaning. I will make sure that I'm done very shortly anyway. My goodness. Fucking... Alright, the seat. Yeah. That is a bitch and a half. That was horrible. Oh. Wow. Okay, big sleep. And yes, I will make sure to do so. Have a good night. While I wash away the sins of the fire department. Why is it so small? Oh. Yeah. There we go. Oops. There we go. This was the fire station that I cleaned before. Look how cool I am. Ooh. Oh. How did you get this thing this dirty? Weird letters, or like weird messages you get. There we go. I think after this I'll be ready for a big sleep myself. Ready for the big snooze. There we go. Ooh. How much we got? Ooh. I can get this. Oh no, I can't. This is $5,000. Oh no, dude, come on. Why would you do this to me? So do I have any like other jobs? An aquarium. Wow.
think I'll do some vehicle ones. Only because... Because it's getting a little bit late. Oh, I'm on a timer. Oh, it's weird doing this now. Sha-na-na-na-na-na. Ooh. Oh, okay. This one's way more powerful, apparently. Sha-na-na-na-na-na. In the bumper. There we go. There we go. Challenge vehicle. Thing.
Damn. Damn. Mm. Okay. Man, so difficult. Hmm. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's wasting so much. So sad. Cool. That's fun. Uh, ugh. Okay. I think that is where I'm probably going to leave tonight. It's because I can feel myself going super sleepy. Ugh. I think nearly 4 hours is enough anyway. Ugh, my goodness. Okay. Oh, thank you everyone that showed up, especially Harley. We have a good sleep. I'm definitely gonna go have a good sleep now, because I am quite a sleepy boy. Yeah, I'll make sure to do more of this as I go. Because I want to make sure, obviously, like I complete the career, and then I want to go through the the DLC that I got. Whew, okay. Thank you everyone for coming, and I shall see you later on. Bye bye.